Good morning, dear students, Senior 2. Today we have to the max, Unit 2, Times Are Changing. The first part is the active vocabulary, and we have the nouns. Noun number 1, ramification. So ramification is a complicated or unexpected way in which a decision, process, or event affects other things, or in other words, the consequences. For example, the ramifications of this decision upset the whole company. Noun number 2, approach. Approach is a noun, means a particular way of thinking about or dealing with something. For example, in this book, he makes his closest approach to greatness. Number 3, replication. It's the action of copying or reproducing something. For example, we will need to do a replication of that experiment so we can collect more data. And a paradigm is a typical example or model of something. For example, her recent book provides us with a new paradigm for modern biography. And here we have the verbs. Number 1, verb coin. It means to use or invent a word or a phrase that no one has used before. And for example, the coach coined the phrase, refuse to lose. And we have the phrasal verb, lean on somebody. And lean on somebody means to depend on him or her. Example, they were leaning on the governor to pass the law. So, we have number 3, verb approach. It means to deal with a situation or problem in a particular way. For example, the success rate approach 90%. And here we have alter. And alter means to change or become different. For example, it was a great event that altered the course of the history. And here we have adopt, which means to start using a particular way of speaking or thinking or behaving that is not the one you usually use. For example, we adopted some of the local customs. And we have the lost verb inherit. And inherit means to derive a quality or characteristic genetically from one's parents or ancestors. For example, she inherited the family business from her father. And here we have the adjectives. Number 1, bulging. And it's an adjective with 2 meanings. The first one we have here is completely full. For example, there are full 4 bulging black plastic bags. And here we have another meaning for the adjective bulging, which means swelling or thrusting out from a surrounding surface. For example, I think you should visit the doctor for your bulging eyes. Adjective number 2, valid. Valid means legally or officially accepted. For example, the agreement is no longer valid under international law. And number 3, be or become accustomed to something. To get used to something, to sing, to start to think that something is normal or natural because you have experienced it regularly over a period of time. For example, Joseph felt full as he was not accustomed to eating so much. Distinct is an adjective, means different. For example, each herb has its own distinct flavor. And reasoning is an adjective, means thinking in a logical and sensible way. For example, they told everyone the reasoning behind the decision. And here we have the passive vocabulary. And number one, attitudinal. And it's an adjective, means relating to or affected by what someone feels about something. For example, nobody likes his attitudinal judgment. Number two, generation gap. And it's a noun, means the difference in opinions or behavior between older and younger people, which we call generation, and this often causes problems between them. For example, Jack has many problems with his father because of generation gap. And obedient is an adjective, means doing what a person or a law or rule says that you must do. For example, that boy is so obedient that he does everything the first time he is asked. Apparent is an adjective, means easy to see or understand something. For example, what was the apparent cause of the accident? Decade is a noun, means 10 years. For example, the bridge was built a decade ago, which means 10 years ago. Impact on is a noun, means a strong effect. For example, the book had a huge impact when it first came out. Concept is a noun, means an idea of something that exists. For example, she's familiar with basic concepts of psychology. And we have here assume. Assume is a verb, means to presume. For example, she assumed from his expressions that he was confused. And it means to give expectations. And we have the noun from this verb, assumption. An assumption means something that you consider likely to be true, even though no one has told you directly, or even though you have no proof. So the verb is assume and the noun is assumption. For example, many scientific assumptions about Mars were wrong. And here we have lingo. And lingo is a noun, means language. For example, it can be hard to travel in a foreign country if you don't speak the lingo. And we have slang. And slang means very informal language. For example, he tends to use too much hackers slang when talking to co-workers. And we have millennials. And it's a noun, means a person or people who became an adult around the year 2000. So, for example, we have more than 60% of millennials support the birth control. We have veteran. Is someone who has a lot of experience doing a particular activity, and the antonym of veteran is beginner or a newcomer. For example, he is a 10-year veteran with the team. And we have verb appreciate, which means to be grateful. For example, I appreciate your kindness with my family. And here we have verb offend. And offend means to make someone upset or angry. For example, I always carefully word my comments so as not to offend anyone. And we have ethics. And ethics as a noun means a set of principles. For example, people are always judged according to their ethics. And texting is a noun means the process of sending and receiving written messages using a mobile phone. For example, she likes texting her friends back while she was in the meeting. And keep up with is a phrasal verb, means to stop doing something or get in touch with somebody. Phrasal verb means to start doing something. And now let's answer the exercise together. We have number 1. The fridge was so full that it was dots with food. So we have inheriting, bulging, adopting, or altering. Excellent. Answer number B, bulging, which means the fridge was full of food. 2, dots to invent a new word or phrase. Excellent. It's to coin. Number 3, dots the action of copying or reproducing something. Excellent. Answer number C, replication. And number 4, we have dots means the process of thinking about something in an intelligent, sensible way in order to make a decision or form an opinion. Yes, it's reasoning. And number 5, we have to travel abroad, you will need a dots passport. Excellent. It's answer number C. So we have valid 5C. And number 6, as a famous writer, she takes a completely new dots to the classical romance stories. Excellent. It's answer number B for 6, approach. And we have 7. Number 7, the new government decided to adopt a new realistic approach to face the economic crisis. Excellent. Number 7 is to adopt. 8, they got a large fortune and a successful business when their grandfather kicked the bucket. So number 8, the answer is inherited. Number 9, as he wasn't got to freezing weather, he caught a terrible cold when he first traveled to Russia. So number 9 is accustomed to. 10, she had to dots forward to kiss her young daughter. And here it means to lean. And lean means to depend on someone, and another meaning to bend from a vertical position. Number 11, at first I was upset when we had to move to a new house, but a few months later I got accustomed. Number 12, dots and rationality are synonyms. Excellent. The answer is D, reasoning. 13, dots is separate and different in a way that is clear. Excellent, it's distinct. And number 14, the last one in this page, when you lean on someone, you dots on them. You, it means you depend on them. Answer number D. Let's continue the exercise. We have number 15. Dots means results, outcomes, or consequences. Excellent. That means ramification. And we have number 16. To dots means to invent or devise. And it means to coin. 17. To change or become different means to alter. 18, that's most of my father's attitude, like father, like son. I inherited. 19, that means legally or officially accepted. Excellent, I can hear you. Valid, answer number A. And 12, to cause something to rest against something else means to lean. 21, the employees should have a training session to get used to the new software, to get accustomed. And 22, in some European countries, it's offensive to lean. Excellent. Lean, number A, your elbows on the table while you are eating. At 23, it's a successful approach. It has been, excellent, it has been adopted by many big corporations. 24, what's that bulging on your head? Are you all right? And bulging means swelling or something thrusting out of its surface. So you can have thrusting elbows, thrusting eyes, or thrusting muscles. And number 24, or bulging, I mean. 25, one must reason the matter with extreme caution. Excellent. 26, there are two types of bacteria. They are completely different. Excellent. Distinct. 27, the second project was not designed as an exact replication of the first. The two concepts are quite dots from each other. They are quite different. Excellent. Distinct. And 29, she dragged her bulging suitcase up the stairs, and bulging means, excellent, number C, full. And the last one, 30, he explained the dots behind his decision at a media conference. And here we have the language essentials. We have some collocations in English, such with some nouns with make and some other nouns with do. So let's see with make. We can make friends, things at home, the bed, an interview, breakfast, lunch, cake, tea, coffee, sandwich, profit, things by hand. You can make up your mind. It means to decide or to make a decision. A difference, a choice, a list, a mistake, an error, a choice, an exception. You can make war and you can make also peace. Impression, effort, an offer, a complaint, use of or benefit from something. Make an excuse, make money, make a phone call, make a confession, and make an attempt or make a trial, and make a suggestion, arrangements, a visit, fun of someone, make laugh of somebody, make a report, or you can also make an appointment or make a wish or a favor or make a journey or make a fool, make a noise, make an agreement, make haste or be in a hurry, or make fire, make new discoveries, make progress, and make troubles. Let's see with do. We can do the dishes, do the laundry, do the ironing, do the homework, do the housework, and do an assignment, and do business, and do research, or do good, do harm, do well in, do something, do one's best, do a favor, do wonders, do a service, do a good job, do wrong, do exercise, do tricks, or you can solve do a lot of damages, do a course, do a test or exam, do homework, and do a puzzle or a project. And you can also do an experiment, or do gardening, or do a task, or do sweeping, or do the shopping, or you can do the housework or chores, or you can do repairs. So let's answer the exercise together. What he did was terrible. He didn't even make or do an excuse. Excellent, make an excuse. He is making an appointment to see the dentist on Thursday. Have you made all the arrangements yet? We made fire and had some fun on our safari. 5. Many Arabs make new discoveries. 6. May I borrow your mobile phone to make a phone call? I really have a difficult choice or a decision to make right now. We need a good technician to do some repairs. This car factory makes spare parts for buses. University students, number 10, need you to do research. Number 11, don't make any noise. 12, heavy rains made some parts of the road. Number 13, surgeons do their best to save people's lives. 14, could you make or do me a favor? Excellent, you can do me a favor. 15, I always make my bed before breakfast. Did the protesters 16 do any damage? 17, be careful that you make the right decision. 18, who's going to make dinner? 19, everyone did a big effort to help yesterday. 20, the doctor told me I have to make or do exercise regularly, and the answer to do exercise regularly. Thank you, dear students, for following us.